I'm Leah Fairchild. Today I'll be reading from Building Bridges. It's first in series Contemporary Romance, Friends to Lovers trope. I'll be starting on chapter 2 because chapter 1 is sort of an intro of the family. In chapter 2, his little cousin Belle has fallen and is going to the ER. And in the story, he is responsible for the children because he's taking care of them. I turn to Colton, ready to tell him everything's going to be fine when the door slides open and a young woman emerges. She catches my eye for a moment before shutting the door behind her. I jump up and inadvertently land right in her face. And, I might add, she's not the least bit fazed by me invading her personal space. "How's Belle?" I ask. She raises a dark brow and tilts her head like I can read her mind. Maybe I can because I answer her silent question. I'm her cousin and I help take care of her. For a moment our gazes lock, as if we are sizing each other up. But the power seems to be in her favor. Two wide gray eyes take hold of mine as if they've just discovered something. Then her lids drop and she moves aside. Belle's going to be fine. She's a sweetie. Though her words were endearing, her body language and expression are subdued. When I don't say anything, she narrows her eyes at me and brings a file to her chest before taking a few steps away. "The doctor will give you the details," she says over her shoulder. Something in those narrow eyes hits a chord with me and I call out, "Wait a sec." She stops and turns, black shoulder-length hair falling forward, revealing streaks of purple painted on the ends. The contrast of her in this environment throws me, but I ask my question anyway. "Sorry, I just thought, do we know each other?" She steps closer, her lips pursed as she stares down as if she's unsure of her answer. "You don't remember me," she says finally. I can't tell if she's messing with me, but there's something damn familiar about her. I don't know, should I? I hear vibrating sound she doesn't seem to notice at first. Then she averts her eyes and backs away. "I'm sorry, I've got to go." She walks away, leaving me baffled and staring at her firm little backside, which clearly is not camouflaged by the teal-green hospital pants I never realized were so sexy. The door opens again, causing me to drag my eyes away from her ass. A stocky elderly man makes his way out, followed by Frank, who stands in the doorway. Colton jumps up and runs to his dad. "Okay, Colton, Sissy's asking for you." He turns to usher Colton into the room and I say, "Hey, what about me?" "We're fine. It's just a hairline fracture. You can go." I let out a half laugh and follow him into the room. I don't give a shit if he thinks I don't trust him, even though it's partially true. But I'm not going home without seeing my belly bean. I gave her the nickname when she was born. Aunt Sherry sent me a bunch of pictures of her, and each one she was wrapped in a pink or other light-colored blanket. It reminded me of those flavored jelly beans. In the room, Belle is sitting up wearing what looks like a black boot with straps. "Hey, Belly Bean," I say, and then eye Frank questioningly. "It's a walking cast," he says. "She has a hairline fracture that should heal quickly, but we'll need to carry her as much as possible until she gets used to walking on this thing." In barely a whisper, he mouths, "Pain in the ass," and shakes his head. "Yay, you carry me." Belle reaches her arms out to me. "Wogan." "Logan," she repeats, practicing the L sound she struggles with. "We're not leaving just yet, baby," Frank says. Now I'm just like Logan." She points and then taps her boot. I start to laugh at that, but before I can even process the implication of dealing with this boot in our family, I do a double take at Belle's hair. When I carried her to Frank's car and placed her in her car seat, her hair was a ratty mess that looked like a cow sucked on it. Now it's in this smooth braid thing that starts on one side of her head and curves around to the opposite. Belle points to her wrists and says, "I want Maui." She pulls at a colorful woven bracelet I haven't seen before. "Maui?" I question as I look at her and take her wrist in my hand. "No, Maui," she says insistently. I look down and run my fingers across the bracelet. It's pretty, but there's something soothing about it. I close my eyes and do it again. Maybe it's some sort of healing thing. When Belle's whining pulls my attention from the bracelet, I look at Frank, who's now on his phone. It looks like he's texting. "What is she talking about?" I ask him. "I don't know," he says without looking up. Colton is hugging his dad's leg as Frank texts like he's waiting at a bus stop or in line to buy coffee. "Uncle Frank," I say louder, "what's with the hair and the bracelet?" He looks up like he's just finally heard what I said. "It was that nurse." "Nurse Maui. I want Maui. She fixed my hair pretty." Frank slips his phone into his pocket. "She's gone and we're going home soon. I'll buy you some ice cream."